With Ravnica Remastered and the upcoming murders at Karlov Manor, we are firmly in Ravnica, so we're playing one of the classic Ravnica commanders. It's Krenko Mob Boss, and it's a Goblin Swarm coming at you. That's right, welcome to the Attic Mana Dad here. This is the channel where we play what is good in Magic, mostly on Arena. I know I've been playing a lot of Timeless, but I haven't forgotten about my Brawl buddies here. Got to play some, I try to play on the regular, play some Brawl here, and boy do we have a good one today. It's a classic for a reason. Krenko Mob Boss, 4 mana, 3/3 Goblin Warrior, legendary creature. Tap, add X 1/1 red Goblin creature tokens, where X is the number of goblins you control. Simple, right? Well, not simple for opponents, as you are going to see in this excellent gameplay. Krenko is pretty nasty, especially if you can give him haste. So therefore, we have stuff like Boots of Speed, of course, Swiftfoot Boots. And by the way, this list is 100% legal in Paper Commander, too. So if you're a Paper Commander player, check this out as well. But we're going to be playing it on Brawl on Arena. Yes, hasty stuff. Let's do some other stuff that gives haste. Fanatical. Oh no. Cartouche of Zeal will give haste and make something not be able to be blocked. Reckless Charge can give haste and then can be played from the graveyard to give haste again. Hammerhand can give haste. And then we do have some Goblin Lords, such as Goblin Warchief, which makes Goblin spells cost 1 less to cast and gives haste. And Goblin Chieftain, which gives Goblins +1/+1 and haste. Yeah, so it's that. Hopefully hasty so we can activate him the turn he comes down, because people are packing a lot of removal. I don't know if you played Brawl lately, but also in Commander. You know, people play Lightning Bolt. That gets Krenko for 1 mana. That's not fun. Oh, we have one more haste thing I want to talk about. This is one you might not know because relatively recent. Lord of the Rings set. Rising of the Day. Creatures you control have haste, and legendary creatures you control get +1/+0. That part's not so much relevant, but the 3 mana give everything haste is pretty nice. So what do we want? We want like good, cheap, efficient goblins. Oh yeah, Torch Courier can also give haste. We have a lot of ways to give haste. Kirk Prospector can help ramp stuff out. We got some ramp. Also with Ironcrag, Mindstone, Guardian Idol, Arcane Signet, Wily Goblin. Those can give ramp. Some fun things we can do. Impact Tremors is a nice one. Right, if you're tapping Krenko, making 7 or 8 goblins at a time, that's 7 or 8 damage in the face. That's pretty awesome. Goblin Oriflamme, which is a little inside joke from Magic. The original, well, not the original, but I think is the beta Orcish Oriflamme was accidentally printed 2 mana instead of 4 mana. With this, maybe it's just all creatures you control, not attacking creatures you control. But anyways, this is a real card now, Goblin Oriflamme, and we're playing because we're playing a lot of goblins. And Goblin Bombardment. Also not a goblin, but an enchantment, but it'll let us sacrifice a creature, give 1 damage to any, deal 1 damage to any target. We got stuff like the Scalawag, which is relatively new here, which is going to make a treasure token, and Dark Dweller Oracle, which is going to let us sacrifice some of those goblin tokens to play cards off the top of our library. Battlecry Goblin is essentially a Goblin Lord, because you can do the 2 mana pump thing. We have stuff like Dragon Fodder, which is going to make 2 goblins at a time, which is nice to have before Krenko drops. You know, have that first tap of Krenko make, 3, 4 goblins. We have stuff to pump the whole team, like Ambitious Assault, or oh well, here's the thing, or let's see, Furnace Rains, Gnawing Crescendo. These can also give haste, or they can steal our opponent's blockers. That's a little fun thing. Where's the other? We have, you see a pair of goblins can pump the team or create goblins, which is pretty nice. And I think I had one more pump spell in here. Oh, maybe it's Gnawing Crescendo, actually. That's the +2/+0. Okay. So it's really just Furnace Rains. I think I had more of these kind of threaten effects in here, but this one's nice because it makes the treasure token. You know what else makes treasure tokens? Fable of the Mirror Breaker, making a 2/2 goblin. If you're playing this on a budget, just skip this card. It's not important. We got stuff like Goblin Ringleader. Beetleback Chief is going to make 3 goblins in one go. Goblin Trashmaster is going to pump our goblins. Plus, it's going to let us sacrifice goblins to destroy artifacts, which is nice. Roaming Throne is kind of fun. we can choose Goblin, and then a triggered ability of a Goblin will trigger an additional time, which is nice. Torbran, our honorary Goblin in the deck. I think the only creature that's not a Goblin. Correct me if I'm wrong here, but I believe this is our only non-Goblin creature, but this is going to pump the whole team as well. Muxus is just a broken card. Castle Embereth can pump the whole team. Mutavault, Sokenzen, Den of the Bugbear. You don't necessarily need these things, but this deck can actually be played relatively budget. Some of these Goblin Lords are rares, but Goblin War Chief is not. And a lot of these cheapo Goblins, are commons or uncommons. So not necessarily as hard on the wild cards as it has to be. And of course, you just do a mono red mountain mana base for cheap. So anyways, that is the Krenko Mob Boss deck. If you just came for the deck tech, please hit that thumbs up before you jump away. But I think you will want to watch at least a little bit of the gameplay to see Krenko pop off. And before we get to that gameplay, let's just check in on the subs. We're at 856. We're going to do a giveaway. When we get to 1,000, we did a giveaway at 500, and somebody opened a Jeweled Lotus, which was really cool. So I don't know. What are people going to open this time at 1,000? Still a little bit of time to join that elite first 1,000 subscribers. Thanks to everyone who has joined. Let's go see Krenko crank out some goblins. Here we go. Up against Gix, Yawgmoth Krator. Gixing it up. Gix in the sticks. Get the Mordor Muster over there. Okay. We just want to ramp. We can Beetleback Chief next turn. I'll start to gum up the board. Annoying that they're getting in a hit on us, but it's down. Back with a Yogg. Would I rather let them have a card or do a Goblin? It's actually a tough decision. I'll deny the card. It's probably worth a Goblin. Transmogrant Brown. No way to give this haste yet. Multiple ways of giving haste. Morbid Opportunist, of course. And they're going to kill Goro Goro. Oh, ouchie. Alright. We're about to start cranking it here. Little Cryptic Crown. I mean, yes. I'm gonna draw a card either way off of this. We get it off the board. A nasty one. Guess Krenko plus Battlecry Goblin. Activate. No attacks. Krenko is dead. But we can just recast him and we have haste on him. Opponent likes to draw cards. This is the black draw cards build here. take the damage. Just gonna start. Start racing. How you like that? They go to 4. Okay. Yeah, it just got real over there, didn't it, Kejo? Rajad Forcer. And a Midnight Reaper. Afraid to attack. Good game. Krenko! Okay, playing some Krenko. Kept the hand, had some mic issues. We're back here. Playing a Fanatical Firebrand. Let's just pop it in. Next turn we can throw it right at a 2-1 Valky. They decide they want to run that out. Too bad. Land is nice. We get the Mutavault online. Gallowag. Firebrand. We could have thrown the Firebrand so we could descend and get the treasure token, I guess. At the beginning of your end step, if you descended this turn, create a treasure token. They're playing Arcane Signet. Good idea. Goblins we control have haste. And goblins cost 1 less to cast. Itch for a bunch. Smack them down to 18. Now we don't need another land for Krenko. Krenko having haste is the best. Although if they're going to remove a creature, they probably remove the Goblin War Chief. Okay. Take the Hammer Hand. And do they have a removal for the War Chief is the question. Looks like they do. It wouldn't be the Brawl queue without way too much removal. Gonna make me sacrifice a creature. I guess I'll lose Firebrand. Okay. Not too bad. Immediately tap Krenko. And attack. Down to 11. What you gonna do, opponent? They kill Krenko. But we still have a big board, so they just scoop it up. Krenko wins. Playing some Krenko Super Goblins. Oh, another Rusco. This is our third Rusco. We're going first this time. Don't hold out too much hope here. Just trying to play a silly goblin deck. Makes a ton of goblins. Maybe Rusco will put some bad mana. They led with the swamp. That's a good sign. Never don't have Arcane Signet on turn 2. Oh, it's a Mind Stone. Well, here we go. We can play Krenko. We think they're just going to kill it, though. Go for it. Red and blue. least we hit them for 1. Opponent like to play Rusco. Checks for traps. Yeah, I guess I'll be sad if they take you see a pair of goblins, but reckless charge on this little guy. Use your bounce spell on it, please. Counter spell on that. Okay. You do know I can just cast it again from the graveyard, right? Take 4. Why don't you just play Resco? There we go. And one of a bajillion 1-mana blue spells, probably. Yeah. Yeah, we're just getting lands. We're flooding out.
Here comes the flood. You're running dry.
Stifle. Okay. Go back to Timeless with your Stifle. Sitters. It's Dark Ritual. Play a big spell now? Home with the Infinite, sure. Gets another spell. Salt Strobes. Okay. Double strike on the Rusco. Are they actually going to attack with their Rusco? Blocks, take 6. Oh, Fanatical Firebrand. Except for Krenko. Come around. Jumpstart we can cast by discarding a card in it. Essence Flux. Do this now. Midnight Clock won't pop. Alright, I mean, I like having a big army of goblins here plus Ambitious Assault. Storm Giants tapped. What do they get? Something hopefully quite useless. Giant growth, okay. One more. Pop off the midnight clock. Hey, you better keep that Rusko back to block. You know what's coming for you. There's a midnight clock. Fireblade Charger. Get an impact tremor here. Bunch more impact tremors. Beep, 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 beep. Guessing they've got the counter spell here, though, to stop the ambitious assault. Of course they do. It'll take a bunch, and if we can untap with Krenko and the impact tremors, then we're in good shape. Bob is our uncle. Spark doubles the Rusko. They got more clocks than a watch shop! Signet, we don't care about that so much, other than if they can do this 8 more times. Actually, just 4 more times. Double Ruskos. We got 1, 2, 3 mana left. Is this GG's? Did we actually beat Rusko? 3rd time's the charm? Oh, no, okay. Well, GG's one way or another. Have they got us? They got 2 1-mana spells? Opponent is thinking hard.
There should be no risk.
I do not have time for this. I do not have time for you.
What is it going to be, opponent?
You know what a hurry we're in!
Salty didn't like it much.
I don't suppose you could have split things up.
Salty?
Do it! Salty. I am only waiting around to kill you.
Doesn't really matter. Oh, okay. Oh, Rusko. Okay, well, a very excellent 63% win rate, especially when you consider all 3 of our losses, as you might be able to tell by the blue and the black symbol there, were to Rusco. Oh, and we were so close to winning that one Rusco game, too. Thanks for joining me here in the attic. I've been Manadad. You know, get on EDH Rec. If you're playing this in Commander, get on EDH Rec, and you can find stuff that is not on Arena that's also fun to play in this deck, but I mean, if you played this in paper, you wouldn't necessarily go wrong here. It was pretty fun. A lot of fun to play on Brawl. Yeah, thanks for joining me in the attic. We're at 856 subscribers. Consider joining the Elite First 1000. I'm Manadad, reminding you Magic is a game so fun, even dads can enjoy it now. Watch some other fun Brawl videos linked over to the side.